Good morning, guys. Time to do a little social studies. It is. It's time to do a little social studies. We've been talking about neighborhoods and suburbans and communities and cities and towns. And now we're going to keep escalating. If you notice with some of your assignments that we start out very small. We start out in our own little town of O'Neill, and then we get or Page or Inman. We have a few that are in some different spots. So you start out with your little town, and then you branch out a little bit. You go from our town to our state to our country to our continent to the earth. We just keep kind of getting bigger and we keep building on that. So today we're going to talk about the rest of those parts that we've been talking about our neighborhood and where we live in our community. And now we're going to start to talk about the bigger picture. The bigger picture, okay? So, first of all, we got some vocabulary words there. We do. We have some vocabulary words there. We know their vocabulary because of why. Why do we know those are vocabulary words? Because they're yellow. You got it. Because they're also bold. They're a different color. You got it. That's vocabulary is blue. And why does the author do that? Why does the author change the color of those words? Because they are the important words. You got it. These are the words that they want us to make sure that we learn. We need to make sure we learn these words. So for this one, they want us to know the word state, country, continent. Okay, so we're going to be looking for those words when we're reading here in our book, okay? So yes, those are our vocabulary words: state, country, and continent. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and start right here. Our state and our country. A state is one part of a country, and a country is a land and the people who live there. Our country is called the United States of America, and we have 50 states in our country. How many states do we have in our country? 50. You got it. We've talked about before why there's 50 stars on our American flag, and those 50 stars represent our 50 states. All of these are our states. All of these different colors are our states. Can you find our state? Can you find the one we live in? What state do we live in? Nebraska. We live in Nebraska. O'Neill is a town. We live in Nebraska. Nebraska is our state. Can you find our state in all of those other states? I'll give you a hint. It's blue. Right there. This is our state. That is our state of Nebraska. So, and to show some others, this one is Colorado, if you've ever got to be able to visit there. Some of you have been able to do that. We have Kansas right here. Some of you guys have been to Kansas a few times. We have their states all around us. There are a total of 50. If you're in my reading group and we've learned that they are flying from California, that's here, and they're going to New York, I do believe it's way over here. It's all the way across our country. So yes, this is a picture of our country, and our country's name is the United States of America. You got it, guys. Okay, so this is our country, the United States of America, and this is our state. Our state is Nebraska. All right, let's see what else we're going to get to look at and learn. Let's see here. All righty. Ooh. We're getting to the cool stuff. All righty, guys. So, there it is. A little bit too high. Ugh. There we go. Let's try that. He doesn't want to stay put in this little guy. There we go. Now I might have to scoot that back a little bit. Too close. A little too close. Okay. Alrighty, guys. So, there we go. Here's our title. Here's our heading. It wants to get our attention. It's nice and bold. The author wants us to pay attention. Our title is Our Continent. Alrighty. There are 7 large areas of land on Earth. There are 7 large areas of land on Earth, and they are called continents. So how many continents do we have? 7. We have 7 continents. We live on the continent of North America. The 7 continents are separated by 4 oceans. Can we find North America? So looking up there at those pictures, can you find the North American continent? Where we live, he is way up here. He is way up here. Our 7 continents are North America, South America, Antarctica, Africa, Europe, Asia, and Australia. Those are our 7 continents. They are separated, they're not all together, by all this blue stuff. And we know this blue stuff is what? It's water. You got it. They are different oceans. They are different oceans, which are huge bodies of water. They are huge bodies of water. So we have the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, and the Indian Ocean. And then over here is the Pacific Ocean, but that's just because actually the Earth is not flat, is it? No, the Earth is actually round. So it actually wraps itself into it. So it just runs back into it. Alrighty. So over here, can you name the 4 oceans? Okay, looking here again. We have the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, and the Indian Ocean. You got those are our 4 oceans, and our 7 continents are North America, South America, Antarctica, Africa, Europe, Asia, and Australia. Okay. And these are some people, some interesting people that we might want to learn about. Ellen Ochoa, she was an astronaut, is an astronaut. Ellen was the first Hispanic American woman to fly in space. Flying the space shuttle. Sorry, my bad. She said, I never got tired of watching the Earth as we passed over it. So she was able to go up to space to where she could actually see it all the time. You know what? I'm going to move this because he is not working at all. So I'm just going to hold the book. I'm going to just hold it for you guys and hope that I can do 2 things at once. We'll find out, huh? Alrighty, so yes, her name is Ellen Ochoa, and she is an astronaut. So she got to see the Earth from way, way up high, which looks totally different than it looks down here. Alrighty, guys. Okay, so this is kind of what we were working on the other day, and what your assignments for this week are. Where you live. You belong to many places. There are many ways to name the places where you live. We start out with our home. This is your house that you live in, or your apartment, or wherever you happen to live. That's where you start out as. And that's in your neighborhood. Our neighborhoods look totally different. Totally different. Like, for instance, when you look out your door, most of you, not all of you, but most of you see other houses like this. There are other houses around. You see sidewalks and you see paved streets, and you get to be able to see what we call your neighborhood. Where I live, it totally does not look like that. My neighborhood doesn't have any other people that live there. My neighborhood has no other houses, no paved streets, no cars. It basically has cows. Yeah, I was going to say we have lots and lots of cows. That's where I was going to show. Let me see if I can get it to pop up. I took a picture of my neighborhood. That's my neighborhood. There are not a lot of houses. The only house that you see there is my house. So my neighborhood looks very different than your neighborhood. But it is still where my house is. Then we go from, our neighborhood in our town. We go to a state. Then we go to a country. Then we go to our continent. What continent do we live on? The North American continent. You got it. We live in North America. And then we go to the world. So we just keep getting bigger. We're not very big, actually. We're a very small little spot when it comes to the whole world. Alrighty. Let's see here. Check my name. What is a country? Ooh, what is a country? Tell mom or dad, and then we'll check to see if we're right. What is a country? That's not bad. It's a place where all of our states are, where we have a land, and the people who live there is a country. So it's where all of our states, and how many states are there? 50. It's where all of our 50 states is our country. And what is the name of our country? United States of America. You got it, guys. You got it. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Alrighty. So, this one, we'll have to get... This is the one guy I also want to look at. He's not part of this one, but I know that he's got to be somewhere here in this book, and I've just missed him. This guy right here is called a globe. And it's like a map of our whole world. It's like a map of our whole world. It shows the continents, it shows the countries, shows the oceans. It's big and round, and it looks kind of like our Earth would look for if you were way, way, way high. It's kind of a map from way up in the sky that of our Earth, of our where we live. So, and those we call those globes. I used to call them balls when I was little. I was like, can we spin the ball? We had one and it spun around. My mom would let me spin it sometimes. I don't know why that was fun, but it seemed fun when I was a kid. Anyway, guys, so yes, you can finish up those last little couple of assignments. And next week, we'll start talking about some new stuff, some different things. And you'll have some, not next week, 2 weeks, because this is a short week and next week is a short week. And we wanted to just give you a little more time to be able to catch up some stuff. Okay, so don't worry if you're not be able to do that assignment today. If it's this weekend, that's just fine. Don't worry. I just want you to remember and kind of look around your neighborhood. See what you see. Maybe count how many people live in your neighborhood, because I don't have anybody that lives in my neighborhood. Maybe some of you have 5. Maybe some of you have 10 people that live in your neighborhood. I don't know. I'd be curious to find that out. Alrighty, guys. Otherwise, today we learned about our state. What state do we live in? Nebraska. What country do we live in? United States of America. What continent do we live on? North American continent. You got it, guys. Alrighty. How many continents are there? Give me a hint. How many? 7. There are 7 continents. And how many oceans are there? 4. You got it, guys. Good job. Good job. Keep working. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.